Welcome everybody. For those that don't recognise my face from the chat group, I'm Mark Davis and I'm the chairman of this chapter as of about 10 minutes ago. So, particularly welcome to people from other chapters. It's great that you could come out and join us. Partly as a result of stuff on the chat group talking about software, partly about discussions that's come up in this chapter over the last couple of years. We decided to get a few of us in to compare the main 3D CAD softwares. So everyone presenting tonight uses this in their own business. We've got two people presenting ArchiCAD, two Revit, one PlusSpec. I'm sure the PlusSpec presenter, Andrew Dwight, will be very non-biased, considering he developed it. We all have different practices, so we're all going to be presenting how we use it, and hopefully you can take something away from that that might help you out. It is going to be very broad. There will be a million questions when you leave here, probably. We will try and answer as many as we can, but we're not going to get in and do drawing and stuff because it is just too complicated for that. We're just trying to give you an overview of how they work, how we put it into our business, and the things we find good and bad about it. So there'll be myself, Rodney McGrath doing ArchiCAD, Lara Begg and Rex Farr doing Revit, and Andrew doing PlusSpec. And if I have a mental blank and anyone knows ArchiCAD, please feel free to jump in and tell me the word I'm looking for. I started in this industry about 6 years ago, and I chose ArchiCAD merely because I had a Mac and it was the only one that would work. I did my study through O10, which was very difficult. I struggled with CAD as a concept. I'd never seen anything like it before. I don't claim to be expert now. I probably just about got a restraining order taken out by ArchiCAD because of the amount of times I ring them. I will get to that in a minute. It's developed by Graphisoft. They're headquartered in Hungary, in Budapest. The software is obviously sent worldwide. It is tailored to each country. However, you do have a little anomalies that, things like the language barriers, that sort of thing that do come up. It has third-party softwares as either part of it or as add-ons. ArchiCAD 19, which is the current one, there's ArchiCAD 20 is coming out this month. It uses a rendering program called CineRender. I think Transformers is one of its claims to fame, which is actually a rendering package used for cinema. Having said that, it's actually quite simple to use at a basic level, and I will show you that. ArchiCAD is very much geared to large-scale commercial work. The things you see in Dubai are most likely designed on ArchiCAD, but they don't forget the smaller residential as well. There is a lot of stuff, as you will see, that is applicable to our sort of businesses. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how you work, and things are a bit all over the place because I've been trying to work out the best screen between both of them. Now, if you know about this, I apologise, but the essence of BIM, Building Information Modelling. So these software programs work off that, and what it basically means is you're pumping all this information into it as a model, not just as a set of drawings, and that information automatically updates and populates throughout it, and also can be taken back out in various forms. So basically, if in any part of ArchiCAD you change something, it will change everywhere else as well, unless you specifically don't want it to. So for example, details might be something where you want them just to be like 2D, you can actually unlink it. But generally speaking, anything you do in ArchiCAD will automatically update everywhere else. Okay, so this is the current screen for ArchiCAD 19. It will be changing for 20, and I've got a screenshot of that to show. It is a bit cleaner because this is obviously quite busy. You've got tabs for what you've got open. So for example, there's my ground floor plan, there's my 3D. If I had a section open, it would come up there. If I had another detail open, etc., and it goes on and on and on. Or you can alternatively, you can split it up. If you've got multiple screens, you can put different tabs on different screens. Up here you've got toolbars and palettes, basically all your commands. This is your main toolbar. There's actually a more detailed one which I don't use because it takes up too much space. So for example, here's a wall tool, here's a door tool, window tool, slab tool, objects, then 2D stuff, text, lines, etc. Over here we have the Navigator, and I'll get to that in a minute, but that's basically how you set up your whole project. With the tools, the toolbars and palettes are all customizable. So it comes with a set arrangement, and you can add things, take them away, set up your own keyboard shortcuts, all that sort of thing. So that's basically, I've customized that based on what I tend to use the most. And there's palettes. So there's a lot there that are not displaying. And as I say, some of them I have geared to myself. One thing with ArchiCAD with the tools is you've got to think very laterally. So there's the slab tool. What that should really say is flat tool. So anything that is flat surface, you use the slab for. So like a ceiling would be a slab, for instance. A bench top could be a slab. The roof tool is here. You can make driveways out of the roof tool, footpaths. The beam tool and the wall tool. So here's the beam tool and the wall tool. For example, I do my roof guttering with the wall tool. I used to use the beam tool, which you can use, but I found a little problem with that. So the first hurdle I had to get over was the tools are misnamed in the sense that they make you think narrow, when in fact you've got to think laterally. This is the shape I want, what tool will make that shape? There is an amazing array of things like, is that the shell? No, that's the morph. There's a shell here somewhere. This one here, you can see that's got that little parabolic thing. You can do some amazing shapes with that. And then the morph tool is basically, if you can't get a particular object to do what you want, you make it as best as you can in one of the other tools. You convert it to a morph, and then you can do just about anything with it. So there's really not many shapes you can't create. I've seen some amazing columns and roofs, and you know, when you see these Dubai type buildings, you can see that they've just had fun. Let's make a shape, and then they fit a building into it. I'll go into the Navigator now, which is probably the most important thing that I never learnt early on. So your Navigator is your whole project at a glance. The project map, that's what I was after. So basically, this shows you each story that you've got. And obviously for me, this is a single story project. I've just got the basic, then every section, every elevation, but only one off, details, schedules, etc. The next one is where you start to set your actual drawings that you want. It's the views. So if you have a look there, you can see I've got my own template, which is set up this way, and I've got all these folders automatically with the views in that I want. So site analysis, existing house, obviously if it's an alteration addition, concept designs, design development, council, etc. So if you go into each of them, this particular project's in design development. There's my plans, elevations. I've got quite a lot for this one because it's all at different angles, sections. So what you do, ArchiCAD uses layers, like your old drawings. If you look down here, it's all moved on me, the quick options, the settings. So this is how you set your views up. So your scale, what part of the model, your pens, coloured or not, if it's a renovation, whatever renovation filter you want. You zoom it in to what you want to show, and then you save that as a view. I'll show you a quick example of that. All right, so I'll zoom out. So that's basically my ground floor, my floor plan. Exactly the same story is my kitchen detail. See, nothing much changed there, but in fact, the detail, the scale is different, the layers are different, all sorts of things are different, which you make up all your views, and then you put them on your bit of paper. Go for the bathroom, it's there. So basically, my 1 to 100 ground floor and that drawing come from the same spot. It's all a matter of the settings in your views. So you've got your project map, where you've got each elevation, each section, each plan. Then you've got your view map, where you create each drawing how you want it. And then you've got your layout book, where you put everything on for printing. I'll just show you another project quickly. if it'll pop up. Okay, so this is an alteration addition. So this is the existing house. And you can see here I've got this renovation filter down the bottom right. At the moment it's on existing plan. If I go to plan status, bang, it's all there. And that's the same for your views and your drawings, etc. So you just simply have that different setting. So you have the same plan, same everything. Your renovation filter is set for either existing house or the new house, or variations in between to show what gets demolished, to show it missing, etc. Those are your window schedules. I've got this one tailored again for myself through my own template. The good thing is you don't have to put all the information in the model as you go. So I'll stop wandering in front, the glazing here, so this will all be IGUs. I'll put in exactly what I want in the schedule, so it's easy. I could just type it there, copy, copy, copy like Excel, and it automatically populates it into the model. So not only is your drawing, does your drawing, one affects the other, but all the information as well. Whenever you put information in or out anywhere, that happens everywhere else. So 3D, so this is basically in the model, sorry, in the software. This is my 3D in the software. And you control what's there again by the layers. So I've got trees there at winter at the moment. You can navigate around the model. You can check if things are working or if they're not working. All the things that you would have once upon a time done by building a model, you get by actually in that 3D section. You've got sun studies. I'll just show you quickly. So this is a winter sun study. Don't blink because it's very quick. So, but you can also drag that. So as you can see, what have we got here? So that's the winter solstice. If we go to 12:20, you can see in the lounge room there, it's got quite a bit of sun in it. And then we've got the same period in summer. So great to show your clients. And of course, your sun diagrams for your DA, your drawing and automatically generated as well. Rendering. This is a fairly basic render. Didn't take me long, just with the Cine render. It's probably not very, looks better on my screen than it does on that. But it doesn't take a lot of effort to get something together like that. I generally charge more for renderings, particularly if they want lots of detail. All this detail is just from within ArchiCAD, except for the blue weatherboard. I had to find that myself. Just quickly, there's the ArchiCAD 20, the bit of a cleaner screen. Okay, this is BIMX. This is how you impress your clients. And if you've got a very modern builder, you can give them this instead of plans. So there's two versions. This is a paid version. I paid $80 for the app, and then I pay $80 for each model, which compared to the cost of ArchiCAD is nothing. There is a free version where it's just the 3D model without the integrated drawings, as I'll show you. So basically now what I send my clients, and hopefully builders, there's all the drawings there. I can bring up ground. So there's the plan, and it's time to get sexy. I hit the 3D button, and we're in. And you can navigate around, you can walk through, do all sorts of things. You can see you've got your 3D on your plan there, or we can go to full 3D, like that. And somewhere here, if I can find it again, I'll bring up a section. Okay, so there's a section. So straight into the section, back to 3D. And then if you want, even though there's no section drawn up, you can actually move that throughout the house or throughout the project. So if you want to see somewhere else, say let's go a bit different, about there, then we can, I'm only learning this myself, so there we've just cut into the house somewhere else. or back to the full model. And if you want to walk through it, tap the door, go through. Oop. Tap the door, go through. And in terms of a builder, you could tap that window, say. It says hyperlink there. I could actually put the window and the manufacturer in there, and it would take you straight to their website. Info brings up all the information that is stored about it, so anything I haven't entered yet will still go in there. Clients love it. It's fantastic. So I'll just wrap up my bit quickly with faults. I have a love-hate relationship with ArchiCAD. Like I said, I didn't come from a CAD background. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe I'm just not very clever when it comes to computers. But it is very settings-based. But the point being, there are lots of settings all through ArchiCAD, and if something's not working, it can take a long time to find where the problem is. The tools are not all the same. They say a camel is a horse designed by a committee. I think there's probably a different committee for each tool. So, you know, it'd be real, and I know different tools will have different functions, but I think at the base level, they should all be exactly the same, so you're not learning something different for each one. Having said that, I'm on a select agreement, and that means I pay about $1,500 a year. It means I get full service, access to training, automatic upgrades. I'm emailing them all the time. They ring me up. They're very friendly, very helpful. I cannot fault the service you get from ArchiCAD. They are really good, and you know, the bloke I spoke to last time, he went home that night and played until he got it right. You know, he's very dedicated. So if he is here, he was going to turn up. Thank you.